So, Alex, we sent you up to upstate New York to write about this hot congressional race, and you didn't even talk to the candidate.
That's right. It's a pretty frustrating thing, and so I was forced to write this story without access to the candidate and to find alternative routes to painting a picture of who this guy really is.
Why wasn't he talking to you?
Well, they said that they didn't like the direction that the story was going in.
But how did they even know what direction the story was going? Did you know the direction the story was going?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like sometimes as a reporter, you're trying to figure out yourself, what's the interesting hook here, what's the interesting angle. As I was reaching out to his friends and the people that Eldridge works with, I was asking a lot about money. He set up a venture capital firm that is distributing hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, throughout this upstate New York congressional district, and he's using that money to paint himself as a jobs creator. It's a fairly unusual thing to do, and Eldridge has a team of very high-priced campaign professionals. They're very protective over him, and they keep him very insulated.
Are they afraid he's not ready for prime time?
I heard this from one reporter who did interview him, was that he comes off as a little immature, someone who may not quite be ready to run for office. Remember, he's just 27 years old. That's pretty young to seek a congressional
seat. He's your
age,
right?
Well, come on, I'm a little older than that, but we're in the same age range, yes. And so you don't see too many 27-year-olds running in high-profile races. His Republican opponent, incumbent congressman named Chris Gibson, he did make himself available to me.
Isn't it usually the other way around? The incumbent doesn't want to talk to you, and the challenger does.
That's exactly right. But there's something very interesting about Sean Eldridge, in that you talk to people throughout the district, you talk to a local mayor, you talk to some of the voters in the district, and they're saying, "Look, we haven't seen Eldridge, and he's kind of a stranger to us. Here's a guy who just moved to this congressional district a little more than a year ago."
If you had interviewed Sean Eldridge, do you think the story would have come out more favorable toward him?
Maybe yes, but what I'll also say is this, is that when you interview someone, you're not just trying to ask really hard questions and attempt to embarrass them, you're trying to get a sense of who this person really is. And so what I would say is that had I been able to interview him, you would have been easier to get a sense from him of the campaign that he's really trying to run and who he really is.
So how hard did you really try to talk to Sean Eldridge?
I tried pretty hard, and it was sort of like running into a wall. When I was here in the newsroom, I placed phone calls, I sent emails, I called different members of his team. Each time I was told no, 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 no. I go to upstate New York, I go to his business office, the door is locked. I go to his campaign headquarters, the door is locked. So they put up the wall pretty good on this one.
You were literally locked out.
I was literally locked out. That is literally true, yes.